Hello everybody, this is Vespel27. I'm coming at you with my Friday Night Elite Dangerous stream. And tonight I'm practicing social distancing. I'm about 10,000 light years from, well, anywhere. Just did a long distance, the first leg of a long distance passenger mission out of the Colonia area out to a point about 10,000 light years to the right. And I'm on my way back, but there's something I've got to do along the way. So what happened was I hopped in my chrome-plated Dolphin, picked up a VIP Explorer, and went off on a long sightseeing mission, just to get some cash and to do something different, because I was kind of tired of doing mining and whatnot around the and deliveries kind of around the Colonia area. So break things up for a couple of days, took a transport mission. I made it out there in a fairly quick amount of time by doing a lot of neutron star boosts, and you can see this line between Colonia and where I am now. I've got marked with a lot of bookmarks. I found a lot of neutron stars along the way. Only problem is all those neutron star boosts did a number on my frameshift drive, so it's not in danger of being failed, but it's picked up just enough damage where once in a while when I start it up it fails and I have to try again and let it cool down. So that can get a little annoying a little quickly. So what I did was, while plotting my course home, I noticed that my course was taking me very close to one of the stations along the Colonia Highway, this one right here. Not sure how to pronounce the name. And it's only a couple of jumps out of my way, so I'm setting a course there first. It's actually a different route. It's going to take me kind of under this neutron star field, so I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to boost much on the way there, but I'll be able to stop there, do some repairs, and then go back towards Colonia. So that should work out pretty well. If you bear with me one second, just got to get this going, and then we'll get our trip under the way. So what we're going to do tonight is mostly just honking and jumping. Not going to stop and do a lot of deep scans. I may do one or two every few jumps, just to, one every maybe 10 or so jumps, just to get some money up. But I'm not going to stop and do a lot of scanning, because I've just from all those neutron stars, I've already picked up quite a bit of exploration data on top of the fare for my for my transport mission. So I'm just going to go at it, and but while we're jumping, I'm going to talk about something that I learned today from watching somebody else's videos. If you know the YouTuber The Pilot, he does a lot of videos telling you all about the ins and outs of different ships. Well, I watched one of his videos today, his video on the, there goes my FSD again. Gotta give it a minute to cool down. It should come online. This is why I'm gonna stop and repair halfway home, because this is gonna really annoy me. There we go. So I was watching the Pilot's video on the Diamondback Scout, and learned some very interesting things that, well, pertained very much to this Dolphin that I'm flying right now. And as it turned out, I kind of inadvertently built this Dolphin and upgraded it in such a way that makes it actually very useful, even though it's got no weapons and is purely a luxury transport. So in that video, he was talking about how the Diamondback Scout seems to have no purpose until you try to use it as a stealth fighter. And I didn't realize exactly how stealth works. So if you notice, down in the right-hand corner, where my fuel gauge is, above it there's a line with a little squiggly line that looks like an oscilloscope. Right now it's very low, it's almost a straight line. That's because my heat signature is really low. When your heat signature is low, that means people will have a lot of trouble targeting you unless they're right on top of you. This is great for, well, not getting shot, for one thing, especially by gimbaled or turreted weapons. And it's also very good for not getting scanned while carrying illegal cargo or illegal passengers. And if you notice, my Dolphin, while I'm at full throttle in frameshift drive, my Dolphin has a very low heat signature. It means it's really good for shuttling illegal passengers. I kind of wonder why I never got scanned all that much. Like once in a while I will, and I just hit silent running. But I never really thought about how low heat signature means you're not targeting, even though I did kind of know it from how silent running works. So how did I get there? Well, let me make my next jump and then we'll talk about it. So the way I got there, and you notice when my frameshift drive is charging, my heat signature goes up. That's really, that and when I'm fuel scooping is really the only time this ship has a significant heat signature. Of course, while we're doing a hyperspace jump, my heat signature is huge, but nobody's going to stop me in hyperspace except maybe the Thargoids, and they're about 20,000 light years away. So you know, watch, my fuel scoop's going to turn on. My heat signature is big. I'm going to honk this system. I'm not going to do a deep scan. I'm just going to honk it. Now you notice also I'm not getting very hot, even though I'm fuel scooping. I was a little slow on it, but I actually stay cool enough that while I'm still scooping, I can start up my frameshift drive and jump, even while I'm still in fuel scoop range, which is another nice benefit of having a very low heat signature. So now, what are the mods that got me there? Well, first of all, this ship doesn't run particularly hot because I've got no weapons that I'm really pouring into. I do have shields. But the key is, let's watch this. I'm going to turn my heat frameshift drive. Most ships, this would cook you already by now. I barely get up to 60%. So that's nice. That means I can jump in, honk the system, jump out real fast. So the key to this was my thrusters. I put on them clean drives. Why did I go for the clean drives engineering mod? Well, it was basically because I read a guide that said clean drives are good for exploration. I didn't really think about what else they do for it, but clean drives lower your heat production, which is pretty neat. Now, I don't think I have low emission. Well, let me check before we jump. This time, I'm going to stop and check my modules for a second. What did I do in my frameshift drive? So I gave it increased FSG range with deep charge. So that's not really saving any heat, but that's the only thing that does generate heat. And you notice that when I use my frameshift drive, I get, well, heat signature when I'm charging it. The real thing is my thrusters. They're 5D thrusters. I probably could have gone better, but with clean drive tuning and stripped down to reduce mass, they generate it has a very, very low thermal load. My thermal load is 0.5 per second for my thrusters. 5D thrusters, while they're lightweight, they're enough to get this ship to go where it goes and have it still go pretty fast. And it's got a very low thermal signature. If you watch, well, I can't show you now. Let me show you on my ship. I think I can show you on my ship stats. It may show you my speed at boost. No, it's not gonna. No, it's not really going to show you my maximum speed. But I'm only getting about 40 light years. I don't have the Guardian frameshift drive booster on this thing. 40 is not bad for this ship. I could probably engineer it a little better. But the thrusters is the main thing. Also, the other thing that I did was, and I haven't really, I've got a 4A power supply, power plant. I haven't engineered it all the way. It's only got 1 pip, or level 1 low emissions, but that's also helping me too. So my heat efficiency is pretty good on this too. And it's only going to get better as I finish the engineering on this. I don't fly this ship all that often, so I never really finished my engineering, but I think I have the stuff to finish this and really make it low signature. I'm probably going to dump one of these cargo racks and shift a few of my things around, because I really only need enough cargo racks if I pick up something like if I really want to keep my passengers happy, pick up a ton of whatever it is they're asking for, and then or maybe do one of those black box missions or something crazy like that. I should really drop one of these and get an AMFU, because otherwise I wouldn't have to stop to fix my frameshift drive. And while we're here, you can see my frameshift drive is down to 79%. It's really not that badly damaged, but it is starting to flake out a little bit, like you saw. So mostly I tried to rig this to be reasonable. This is probably more... I probably have a bigger power plant than I really need. I think I can... yeah, I could probably shave that down a little bit better. But what the heck, it works. And that would, I should probably see about doing a lightweight mod on the, or stripped down mod on the power plant as well, just to squeeze out a little bit more frameshift drive range. So that's about it. Again, with low heat signature, it's good for doing smuggling runs of illegal cargo, especially Imperial slaves, if that's your thing back in the bubble.
Frameshift drive charging.
And look, even while my frameshift drive's charging, I still don't have a big heat signature. So that's good to know. So the thing that I should do is, in this ship, if I get attacked, is run. Try to get out of range before I go to frameshift drive, because as soon as I get to longer ranges, they're gonna have a lot of trouble just targeting me because of my heat signature. Maybe even go to silent running if I really want to disappear. Pick up some distance.
System scan complete. Fuel scooping.
So let's keep going. There's not much in this system to honk at.
Drive charging.
And I'm probably going to go into... yeah, I'm still deep in fuel scooping territory here. So I've got a lot of signature here because I'm fuel scooping and charging my FSD at the same time.
4, 3, 2, 1.
But you saw I didn't really get all that hot. My heat meter in the center left barely got it to 60%. Which is pretty good. So I didn't realize just how stealthy this dolphin is. So I'm going to have to try and take advantage of that.
Fuel scooping.
In theory, if I had more combat-worthy thrusters on this thing, and I mounted some weapons on it, I'm currently unarmed. If I mounted some weapons on it, I could probably be real sneaky and get behind people and let them have it, and then kind of slink off.
Frameshift drive charging.
Alright, while we're doing the next jump, I've got 168 jumps to go before I get to this way station. Gonna see how many I can do tonight.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Yeah, so that's an interesting fact I learned about heat management. I didn't even realize that was the heat signature meeting down there on the indicator down there on the bottom right. I'm not big on reading the documentation, not that there is much. But hey, you know, I put thousands of hours into this game already, but you can never never too late to learn something. Not sure if that was something that you guys commonly knew that I had just missed, or not, but I'm pretty sure that that's not something that a lot of people know until they've picked up some experience in the game. Oh yeah, now that I know how that works, I can keep an eye on that gauge while I'm running illegal passengers around the bubble or around the Colonia area. And maybe at some point I'll try to intentionally do a stealth build. So if you've ever been in like a hazardous res area or at a nav beacon, and you know there's a ship on the scope, but it won't let you target it until you're basically right on top of it, it's because that ship has a low heat signature. Kind of like this Dolphin. And that's a good thing to have when you're a lightly armed or an unarmed ship that's carrying passengers who might not want to get scanned. In other news, the fuel for tonight's flight is brought to you by this nice little dry martini that I'm going to take a sip out of. Remember, kids, don't drive drunk. Don't drink and drive. But it's only a game, so it's okay.
Frameshift drive charging.
So all this talking is me not flying very efficiently. I'm still at 166 jumps. So let's put some light years distance on the boards here. You know, I always want to scoop a little fuel along the way, but I want to jump out as soon as I can. Got a size 4 fuel scoop, which is big enough for this ship. Yeah, if I had a size 7, I'd already be not that this ship can hold the size 7 fuel scoop, but I kind of think that's almost a waste of a large compartment to put a fuel scoop that big. So I don't know that I don't know if I'd go that big on a fuel scoop. I'm not sure. I don't even think I'd put one that big on my Anaconda. I'll have to see if I can remember what size of fuel scoop I put on the Anaconda. It definitely was not the largest possible.
Fuel scooping. Frameshift drive charging.
And I'll tell you what, when I get down to about, say, 160 jumps away, or I find something interesting like a neutron star or a black hole, I'll stop. I'll give that system a scan. And usually, even when I'm doing trips specifically for exploration, I don't go in and map a planet unless it's something really valuable, like a Earth-like world, a water world, or an ammonia world. There's some high metal content bodies out there that are worth good amount of money too, especially if they're terraformable. But you know, I don't want to. When I'm traveling, I don't really want to stop for everyone. I want to get the most bang for my buck. So I try to go just for the high value targets. One of the reasons I was out so long on my last exploration trip, which took 4 months, even though I didn't really go that far, but I was stopping and I was scanning almost every system I was visiting. And once in a while, if I found a planet with biological targets on it, I did go down and scan them. I don't really try to scan geological formations
Disengaged.
or
Frameshift drive charging.
geological formations because it's just not worth the time. The time it takes me to go down and scan one of those, I can probably make another jump and honk the next system at least. And maybe even do an FFS scan on an entire system if it isn't too big, and make more money that way.
Fuel scooping.
This is a big planet. This is a big system. This would take a while though. There's probably some valuable targets in this one, but I said I'd go to at least 160. This next system, if there's something in it, I'll go and scan it.
3, 2, 1.
Alright, let's honk and see if there's anything worthwhile here.
System scan complete.
There's nothing worthwhile here, it's all stars. Alright, so we'll go on to the next one.
Fuel scooping complete.
Next system I hit, it's got a reasonable number of targets with, we'll stop and scan. Yeah, so the area with all those neutron stars is probably going to be
4, 3,
about 1 or 2 jumps above the lane that I'm taking, so I may not get lucky with being able to do too many neutron boosts. And I really don't want to do too many more of those until I can repair. So like I said, next time I park this thing in a shipyard, I'm going to probably trade out that second cargo rack that I don't really need for a field maintenance unit. We have 14 bodies. This will do for a scan. We get a little distance from the star.
fuel scoop disengaged.
Just so it's not blocking most of the targets, we'll get a little bit further away. I'll drop it down. Go into FS mode. And start scanning. The system isn't too big, so it shouldn't take too long. I can already tell from the graph that I don't have anything really high value, except maybe sometimes you'll get a good gas giant, but they're actually not really worth as much as you think they are. Not a particularly valuable system here, but not totally worthless. These couple of high metal content worlds are going to net me some profit. Ringed icy body. icy bodies usually aren't worth
System
much.
scan complete.
There we go. Yeah, I'm not going to bother doing a deeper scan on any of these.
Frameshift drive charging.
We have 159 to go.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Yeah, so I got to give a shout out to the pilot. You gotta subscribe to his YouTube channel if you're into the game, especially if you're new at the game and you're not that familiar with all the different shifts. He gives a pretty good impression of how to use them. He tends to kind of use them in end game ways, let's say. He puts a lot of engineered modules on them, but he does give you a pretty good evaluation of how they work and how they feel, and you'll probably get a good idea what the meta is for each of the types of ships from watching his videos, and you get a lot of nice little education things like the tidbit about the heat signatures. And of course, if you're also looking for other YouTubers to watch, can't say enough about Obsidian Ant. He's, in my opinion, one of the definitive Elite Dangerous YouTubers out there. Lots of information, especially if you want to be an explorer. He explores a lot. He does great videos that really just shows off how nice the game looks. And there goes my frameshift drive freaking out again. Wait till it comes back online. And let's hit the road. And if you've been around Elite Dangerous YouTubers at all, you know the Yamix. He's just freaking hilarious. You get a big kick out of him. As much as his stuff is funny, he's got a lot of good, deep insights into the game too. He's just has a really hilarious way of communicating to them. He's very critical of the game too, but you got to admit, in any game, there's always going to be things to be critical of. Worst you can say about him is he's sarcastic, but he's really freaking funny. I get a kick out of him all the time. There goes my frameshift drive is not cooperating, and this is why we're going to make a stop along the way. That was the most I've had it malfunction in one sitting. Yeah, the last thing you want to do is blow out your frameshift drive. At 79%, it's not going to give out completely. But it is going to annoy you like that, and it's going to slow you down if it does it too often. So, I don't think it's so much the percentage damage as the last neutron star I skimmed. I got trapped in the cone a little bit too long.
System scan complete.
And probably took something like a critical hit from it.
Frameshift drive charging.
So you can see it's not bad. My frameshift drive is mostly working. Just I get those false starts and stutters.
4, 3, 2, 1.
No, we've only got about 154 jumps to go before I can fix that. Malfunction. Let me let it cool down a little. It's really... let me let you guys get a good look at my Dolphin here. The chrome-plated skin is just really cool looking on this ship. Nice and shiny. I've got some mileage on it, so my paint's probably a little... It doesn't really look that scraped up considering that I've gone over 10,000 light years. And have scooped through, have gone through like 20-something neutron star boosts. So yeah, Dolphin is really a pretty ship with a little bit of a paint job. It's much nicer than the white. I think they, one of the updates changed it because it was, when I first got this paint job, it was a lot shinier, but it's still very cool looking. Anyway, let's see if my frame shift's back online. Here we go. And I'm about halfway through my first martini of the night.
4, 3, 2, 1.
This doesn't do the trick. I might have to make a stop and make another one. So this could be a 2 martini live stream.
Fuel scooping. Frameshift drive charging.
And most of my other shifts, if I tried to go frameshift drive that early, I would basically be setting myself on fire.
4, 3, 2, 1.
So yeah, any ship that you're gonna modify for long distance travel, exploration, long distance passenger runs, long distance cargo runs, you might want to look at clean drive tuning and low emissions power plant. I think there might be a low emissions mod for frameshift drive too. I'm just not certain about that.
Frameshift drive charging.
So why am I doing this? Here's the yeah, I've got a 50 credit fine. So I clipped the ship on the way out of a mail slot. So I've got a yeah, I'm doing a VIP Explorer sightseeing mission. Well, it's a data collection mission really. For about 3 weeks to finish it. 4 passengers. For 18 million. Now I'm probably going to make, after all's done and said, I wouldn't be surprised if I make almost as much. Well, maybe not because I'm not stopping to scan as much, but I'd probably say I'm probably going to make another 10 million in exploration data already. According to EDSM, I'm carrying about 6 or 7 million in estimated exploration data now. EDSM's estimates are a little dubious, but at least it gives you an idea that you've got a lot of exploration data. I found them to generally be low, at least for long trips. for long trips, I tend to make significantly more than their estimates are.
Fuel scoop disengaged.
But we'll see when I get in.
Charging.
Like I said, mostly just honking, so I'm not racking up a lot of data. But when I start hitting like neutron star fields, then I'm racking up a lot of data.
3, 2, 1.
I will still stop every so often and scan a system just to break up the monotony a little. And if I happen to see any high value targets that aren't that far out there
Fuel scooping.
and aren't going to take a long frameshift drive cruise to get to, then a long super cruise to get to, then I will
Frameshift
consider
drive charging.
doing a surface scan on them. And most of these systems out here are undiscovered.
2, 1.
So we're kind of passing along the southern edge of the galactic core, so it's fairly dense here. So there's lots of star systems, even along well-traveled routes that are not scanned or not discovered yet.
Fuel scooping.
You know, I like exploring, but you know, after doing a gigantically long trip, I want to do other things. So I don't do it full time. I'll do like a really long exploration trip, and then I'll, you know, go bounty hunting or just running random missions or do some passenger stuff for a while, and then go out on another long exploration mission. And these long-range passenger missions are kind of a mix of both. It's kind of an exploration mission, but it's one with a time limit. I mean, this mission gives me 3 weeks to complete, and I've only been at it a couple of days.
System scan complete.
And I'm already more than halfway done with the mission.
Fuel scooping complete.
So, generally with those, you've got time to sit and do a lot of scanning if that's what you want to do.
Frameshift drive charging.
And the time limits are pretty reasonable if you're fairly efficient about how you travel.
4, 3, 2, 1.
And given a choice, I'd rather get out to the remote destination as fast as I can, and then take my time and scan stuff on my way back when I have a little bit more control over the clock. So I can always, you know, just take a more direct route or stop less,
Scan complete. Fuel scooping.
jump more. And it's easier to gauge how long it's going to take when I'm on my way back rather than on my way out. Let's take a look. We're 146 jumps.
4, 3, 2, 1.
May take a quick stop and look at my galaxy map. Maybe when I get to 140 jumps out.
Fuel scooping.
I wonder, it might be worth my while to make my way up to that neutron star field if I'm far enough along.
Fuel scooping complete. Frameshift drive charging. drive charging.
And the first half of that martini is starting to settle in.
Fuel skipping.
41 bodies, a big system. I'm not going to stop and scan just yet.
Fuel skipping complete. Frameshift drive charging.
I'm pretty sure I'm pretty far away from where... I'm still pretty far away from where the neutron star cloud starts. Call it neutron star cloud. They're many light years apart, but there was a stretch where I was running into a neutron star every couple of jumps. This dolphin jumps at a reasonably good but not great 40 light years.
Fuel skipping.
So yeah, a better candidate for a passenger trip like this would have been
Drive charging.
if I say took my Anaconda and swapped out maybe my cargo rack for a passenger cabin. So that ship does like 75 light years per jump.
3, 2,
That would make short work of this trip. After swapping the rack for the cabin, it would probably drop me down to like 70 or 72, which isn't bad at all. Oh, we got a neutron star. Let's stop and scan this system. And take a good look at where we are. Let's take a look at where we are on the galaxy map. I didn't mark where I didn't mark my final destination out there, but you see over here is the edge of where that neutron star field was, and I'm near where there might be another smaller field here because I'm near where I ran into the last neutron star along my original path. So here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna bookmark this. Taking the time to bookmark these just so that I can find them again if I need to come this way. And yeah, I'm putting, if it's a neutron star, I'm naming it at the end of my bookmark so I know what it is. I did find a couple of small black holes along the way too, so we've got a couple of bodies. Nice thing about neutron stars, since they're small, they don't really get in the way of a FFS scanner. So it looks like there's a couple of, what are these? High metal worlds, okay. There's some value there. No features, okay. And probably a couple of gas giants. Let's see if we can figure out where they are. Alright. Got credit for that in the codex.
System scan complete.
Alright. That's the system. I'm not going to bother to deep scan any of those, so let's go in. I'm gonna take a chance and supercharge. Now when I took damage, I kind of I got supercharged and I tried to jet out of the stream, but the turbulence kind of held me in a little too long.
Frameshift drive operating beyond
Yeah.
safety limits.
Yeah, my
Logic
frameshift.
malfunction. Frameshift drive
There we go.
supercharged.
Yeah, my frameshift drive didn't really like that very much. So I don't want to do this too much, but I will take advantage of it. Where am I? Still at 79%, so that's okay. And taking a look at my jump range, I've got 160. I can jump 160 light years. Whoops. I want to go to my galaxy map. And what I've been doing, just so I stay on course, I've just been going along my path. Usually amounts to about 4 jumps. It's 193. That's a little too far. We'll go back 1 star along this path. That's 373. That's still a little more than I can do. What about this one? This isn't on my path, but that's still too far. Let's see, and you are 155. I'll take it. I'm going to do this jump
Frameshift drive charging.
for 155.75 light years. I'll probably take another percentage point damage on my frameshift drive. Should be able to take it.
4, 3, 2, 1.
This has been an area that I've already been through a lot of times. I'd probably stick to neutron stars that I know, but I'm trying to map them out at least while I'm coming. So I tended to spend a lot of time out in this area, so it'd be nice to know where the neutron highways are. And especially if I equip this thing, even with a small AMF here,
Frameshift drive charging.
so that I can at least do a minor repair, and then synthesize more ammo for the field maintenance unit.
4, 3,
Then I can take advantage of that better. Not worried about my Anaconda. The Anaconda has, well, I run with 2 field maintenance units on that thing. So I can not only repair all the modules on my ship aside from the power plant, I can also repair my other field maintenance unit.
fuel scooping. System scan complete.
Let's see what I need. 136 jumps. Left to go. So what I will do,
Frameshift drive charging.
I keep going, I think at, let's say 125 with the next neutron star I find, I'll scan the system.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Making fairly good time here.
Fuel scooping. Fuel scooping complete. Frameshift drive charging.
A lots of nebulas out in this area.
4, 3, 2,
I really don't think any of them out here have outposts in them like some of the nebulas closer to the main bubble do. I think the only other station that's outside of the immediate, you know, couple of dozen light years around Colonia is Explorer's Anchorage, all the way at the center of the galaxy.
disengaged. Frameshift drive charging.
About 3/4 of the way through my martini.
4, 3, 2, 1.
May need a second one. Found a really nice gin at a local liquor store that's actually from a very local distillery that's only a few miles from here.
Fuel scooping.
Someone who's not a huge gin fan saying to me, if the gin is really good, it's definitely top shelf quality stuff. Easily as good as anything like a Tanqueray I've had. It's like just right. It's just got that weird juniper, you know, weird overbearing juniper taste, but not so much. It's toned down just enough that you know it's there, but it's not annoying. Nice, well balanced. Very drinkable. I made a gin and tonic with this stuff the other day, and it was like drinking a soda. It was great. Went down a little too quick though.
Fuel scooping. Frameshift drive charging.
Getting down to the bottom of the glass where I'm getting more of that briny taste from the olives.
Fuel scooping. System scan complete. Frameshift drive charging.
Come on. Come on, restart. Like I said, that's going to get really annoying really fast. I'm at 130 jumps from my rest stop.
4, 3, 2, 1.
So I tried to try to jump back out while my frameshift drive was still in cooldown.
Frameshift drive charging. 4, 3, 2, 1. Fuel scooping.
You know, I'm not really trying to fill up my tank every
Frameshift drive charging.
you know, every time I scoop a star, but I'm trying to get a decent amount in there every time. And so far, you know, I'm at about 2/3 now, but you know, as long as I can get in a good scoop every time, that should keep me going and not have to really stop and focus on it. We got a white dwarf. I'm not going to boost from the white dwarf. I will scan it though. I'm not going to boost from the white dwarf because they're a pain in the butt and you don't get that much out of it. I will scan the system though. White dwarf systems tend to be interesting. So yeah, you can overcharge your frameshift drive on a white dwarf, but you don't get nearly as great an effect as you do with the neutron star. The neutron star, it effectively lets you do 4 jumps in one shot. I think with a white dwarf it only ends up being 2. And one thing about white dwarfs is their jets don't really extend that far past the exclusion zone, so it can be kind of a pain in the butt and a little bit risky to try and fuel scoop them or try and overcharge on them, because you got to catch the last time I tried I had a lot of trouble because I kept bouncing up against the cutting it too close to the exclusion zone and dropping me out of frameshift drive, which was not helping my beat up frameshift drive at all. Well, geological targets on this one, I'll let it run through. Just out of curiosity, I'm not going to go down to the planet and scan them, because that's very time consuming. If I had biologic targets, that I'd go check out, even though they're not worth that much money, but that's a much rarer find. kind of a big system, so this will get me a nice chunk of change. Even though it's mostly icy and gas giants. You may not have noticed that I kind of paused there. That was kind of the martini kind of taking over for a second there. Remember, kids, don't drink and fly.
System scan complete.
Alright, we finally completed the system scan on this. I'm gonna get some distance so I can get around the exclusion zone. Do one more jump just to get out of the system. Get a little more gas in the tank.
4, 3, 2, 1. Fuel scooping.
Linger a bit. I'm going to pull the throttle back a little bit. So that I can fill up my tanks a little bit. Okay.
Fuel scoop disengaged.
So if you pardon me for 1 minute, I'm going to give you a nice view of my ship. Excuse me. And I'm going to go take a quick trip to the men's room and refill my drink, and I will be right back. So bear with me. I'll be right back in a second. Okay, and we're back. Hope you all enjoyed taking a look at some of the nebula out here near the galactic core. Say goodbye to our cruise ship as it takes off into the black. And I'm done messing around with the camera. Let's get back to business.
Drive charging.
Looks like we got another white dwarf coming up. I guess we'll scan that system too, since it's a point of interest. Woohoo! Nice bright one. Let's get a good scan in. 26 planetary bodies. This is a big one. Alright. Try to do this quickly. This is a fairly well populated system. I think it's all icy bodies though, so it's not really a terribly exciting system. This one has some geology. Not sure if waiting for the geology scan up there in the top right to finish nets you more money or not. It might, so I'm going to let it go through. This little cluster of moons around this gas giant here. This one's got some geology too. Yeah, I don't know if it's worth the time it takes for this geology feature scan to finish. Not sure if I get anything for doing that, but what the heck. Ah, too many planets. This is going to slow me down. Come on. Gas giant with ammonia-based life. Alright, hopefully that's worth some coin. I'm not going to wait for that one to go through. So the first few sips of that second martini is making me a little impatient. We long for that 2-martini business lunch. Those were the days back in the 80s. Oh boy. Don't know how anybody functioned for the rest of the day after having 2 martinis. The ones I'm drinking tonight aren't even that big. Let's see, where are you hiding? Usually everything falls along almost the same plane. But sometimes you gotta search around a bit for the last couple of planets. There we go.
System scan complete.
There we go, got it. Alright, let's get on out of here.
Frameshift drive charging.
Clip the edge of the the white dwarf's jet cone. Oops, I disrupted my
Module malfunction. Frameshift drive
frameshift
charging.
drive. Come on, come back online. You know you're gonna let me jump. The next one is a neutron star. So we're losing a little time scanning these, but I do want to bookmark it. It is a higher value target, so maybe worth the time. That's not a whole lot to scan, so let's do it. There we go. too close to the exclusion zone, so I'm going to hit this jet. Trying to take it at a shot.
Frameshift drive operating beyond safety limits. Module malfunction.
Come on in. Fully supercharge. There you go.
Frameshift drive operating beyond safety limits.
There we go, we got the supercharge there.
Frameshift drive supercharged.
See how much damage we took? Down to 78%. I'm doing good. I'm not taking as much damage this time. Alright. Alright, so that'll let us go about 160 light years. So that's usually... we would go further than that. This is so totally out of... That'd be 154. Yeah, let's go for it.
Module malfunction.
Oh, come on.
Frameshift drive charging.
Here we go. So I burned through quite a bit of fuel because I haven't had a scoopable star in a while. So I'm going to back off the throttle a little bit instead of going full tilt, so I can fill up. At least most of the way. That'll do. And we're going to try and be a little bit more efficient and just jump, jump, jump. Or jump, honk, jump as much as I can. Just going to keep an eye on my fuel until I get above at least 3/4. But I'm back in scoopable stars, so it shouldn't be a big problem. Again, if you've been keeping an eye on that heat signature sensor in the lower right hand corner, right above the fuel gauge, you'll notice the things that make you more visible and things that make you less visible as I do them. And honestly, just the fact that I can actually jump while I'm still fuel scooping and not overheat is great. But being able to do that and not have to worry too much about being targeted, that's even better. Yeah, I'm going to take more of those illegal passenger missions when I'm back in the bubble. Back at Colonia, rather.
Fuel scooping. charging.
Star up is a red dwarf. So look, I'm doing good. I'm scooping more fuel than I'm using, even though I'm not filling up to the brim every time.
2, 1, fuel scooping. Fuel scoop disengaged. Frameshift drive charging. Four, three, two, one, engage. Fuel scooping. Frameshift drive charging.
Okay, so we're kind of getting into a rhythm now. I'm using a little bit more fuel than I'm scooping. So again, when I get below half, I'll just do a slower pass around the star.
4, 3,
Give my tank a better chance to fill up.
fuel scooping. System scan complete.
Oh, we're in the maximum zone. I'm going to back off on throttle a bit. This baby fill up. Alright, that should do it.
Frameshift drive charging.
Yep, that was a good time to fill up because looks like I got a brown dwarf coming up.
4, 3, 2, 1, engage. System scan complete. Module malfunction.
Oh, come
Frameshift
on.
drive charging.
Let's see, I've got 113 jumps to go. We're making decent time. This station is approximately halfway home. I'll at least be able to land there. And, well, I don't know if I'm going to get there tonight. It's still a lot of jumps.
4, 3, 2, 1, fuel scooping. Fuel scoop disengaged. Frameshift drive charging. Four, three, two, one, engage. Frameshift drive charging.
Let's hit the road.
4, 3, 2, 1. System scan complete. Fuel scooping. Fuel scooping complete.
Alright, the tank is back up to 100% for the first time in a while. That was pretty close
Frameshift
before, but
drive charging.
wasn't quite at 100%.
Four, three, two, one. Fuel scooping. Fuel scoop disengaged. Frameshift drive charging. Four, three, two, one. Fuel scooping. Fuel scoop disengaged. Frameshift drive charging.
.108 to go.
Four, three, two, one. System scan complete. Fuel scooping. Fuel scoop disengaged. Frameshift drive charging. Four, three, two, fuel scooping. Fuel scoop disengaged. Frameshift drive charging.
Yeah, I'm not so sure we're going to make it to our destination today, because I've got Over 100 jumps to go, and I'm starting to fade, man. This can't be good.
3, 2, 1.
But we'll see what we can do. The second martini is dragging, but it's starting to kick my butt.
Fuel scooping. Hull integrity compromised.
That's the alcohol catching up with me. Yeah, now my frame shift drive is down to 77%. Gotta wait until we cool down. Just scrape the edge of the exclusion zone. Come on, wake up, frame shift drive, so I can get out of here. See if we've got a clear enough line of sight so I can just high wake
Frame
out.
shift drive charging.
See how hot I run while I'm in the sun. I try to just high wake out. Oh, it's still running real nice. Very stable. Yeah, this ship definitely handles heat really well.
2, 1. Fuel scooping. Fuel scoop disengaged. Frame shift drive charging.
We are still 104 jumps away.
Four, three, two, one. Fuel scooping. Fuel scooping complete. Frame shift drive charging. Frame shift drive charging. Four, three, two, one.
Right. Ugh, I gotta get my act together. I'm starting to slip. Did I lose my... Yeah, I lost my targeting's a little off.
Module malfunction. Frame
Yeah,
shift
of
drive
course.
charging. Fuel scooping. Frame shift drive charging. Frame shift
Turned
drive
off my frame shift
charging.
by accident. Getting sloppy.
Fuel scooping. Fuel scooping complete. Frame shift drive charging.
How far along are we? We are 100 jumps away.
Fuel scooping. Fuel scooping complete. Frame shift drive charging.
Oops. Get out of that mode so I can not crash into the... One of my squad mates is looking for someone to mine with. I don't think I'm anywhere near him though.
Frame shift drive charging.
Let's see what they're... So, before I sell some LTV. Oh, they're asking about mining.
4, 3, 2, 1.
I sent that to the wrong... Hey, that went to local, not squadron chat. What the heck? Alright. There's nobody in my local. Yeah, can't type.
Frameshift drive charging.
Yeah, I actually signed up with a squadron not too long ago. Not sure why they picked me out, because I don't think any of them are out near the Colonia region where I am right now.
4, 3, 2, 1.
But I haven't winged up with any of them yet, but I've chatted with some of them on chat. Actually went out and got a Bluetooth keyboard specifically because I joined a squadron. And it's way too clumsy trying to chat using it's way too clumsy trying to chat using a PS4 controller or a flight stick.
Frameshift drive charging.
Yeah, I am slowing down. I gotta get my second win together. 96 jumps. I have a funny feeling I'm not gonna make it. I am making good time tonight, though. I'm probably only gonna keep jumping as long as this second martini holds out. I'm about halfway through it.
System scan complete.
This really isn't a game that you should play late at night when you haven't gotten enough sleep. It's a game you shouldn't play really late at night when you haven't gotten enough sleep. And you're drinking martinis.
4, 3, 2, 1.
But good thing I'm out in the middle of nowhere where there's no space police. If by chance I manage to make the next 96 jumps while we're still here on the stream, it's going to be an interesting landing, let's just say that. I don't think I'm making a third martini. 2 is more than enough for me.
Fuel scooping. Frameshift drive charging. Ready to engage. 4, 3, 2, 1. Fuel scooping.
I'm paying attention to where I'm going. Like I said it before a couple of jumps ago, don't fly drunk. Do not drink and fly. It will not end well. You didn't see me. I raising my glass as I say that.
4, 3, 2, 1.
I'm trying to be efficient, but I'm just starting to fade and get too tired to keep doing this too much longer.
Fuel scooping. System scan complete.
I need 2 jumps left.
Module malfunction.
Ah, come on.
Drive charging.
It's not my fault. It's not my fault. To quote Lando Calrissian. Watch this. Watch what? Yeah, that was the ironic part of The Empire Strikes Back. Spent a lot of time in that movie aboard the ship that's known as the fastest ship in the galaxy, or the fastest light freighter in the galaxy, and the whole time you're with that ship during the movie, it can't move fast.
Frameshift drive charging.
Or it can't jump out fast and use its best asset. It's part of what made that movie interesting. A bunch of heroes put them in a bad situation where the thing that they did best didn't work. Or worked against them.
Fuel scooping. Frameshift drive charging.
Alright, looks like we're coming up on another neutron star. Frameshift drives at 77%.
4, 3, 2, 1.
So we'll mark it with a bookmark. Alright, this neutron star is kind of hyperactive. Okay, so we're going to go all stop.
System scan.
Take a nice
complete.
scan. Not a big system, so we'll take the time. Oh. So it's not okay, it's all stars in this system. Let's see. Just take a quick look at what it is. Yeah, it's all stars. Type brown dwarf. We got a red dwarf, class T brown dwarf, class L brown dwarf. Alright, let's bookmark this. Got a big old jet going on this one. Should be pretty easy to supercharge.
Warning. Frameshift drive operating beyond safety limits. Module malfunction. Frameshift drive supercharged.
Come on, get out of the cone.
Module malfunction.
That's how I think I hurt myself last time, is I got kind of sucked in. Alright, FSD is back online. take a look at the map and see how far I can go. That's 193. It usually takes me just short of the next fuel star. This is 155, so that will do. You could pick something not along the route. Get a little bit more distance, but not much more, so. And I have to stop and recalculate my course. So to shave a few jumps off.
Disengaged. Frameshift drive charging.
I'm down to 85 jumps. And while it's warming up, 76%. I'm still doing okay on FSD. I am taking a little damage, but I've only taken 4% damage out of all the neutron jumps I've done tonight. And that mishap with clipping the inadvertently clipping the cone of the white dwarf that time. And clipping into a exclusion zone that I didn't want to clip into.
Fuel skipping. Module malfunction. Frameshift drive
Oh, come
charging.
on. Get back online. The question of the night is, can I get home in 12 parsecs or less? Yes, I know that doesn't make sense.
Frameshift drive charging.
Neither does Han Solo, just accept it. Just accept that he was just saying something that sounded ridiculous to impress somebody that he thought knew nothing about spaceflight.
Fuel skipping.
That was a Pinocchio song that Ultron sang in Age of Ultron. About having no strings.
4, 3, 2, 1. Fuel scooping. System scan complete. Fuel scoop complete. Frameshift drive charging.
Jumps to go.
3, 2, 1.
Tantalizing. 80 doesn't seem like that much, but it's quite a bit.
System scan complete. Fuel scooping. Fuel scoop disengaged. Frameshift drive charging. Four, three, two,
I was at least smart enough to have a quick snack before I started drinking tonight.
fuel scooping. Module malfunction.
Oh, come on.
Frameshift drive charging.
Come back online. Fuel scooping. Fuel scoop disengaged. Frameshift drive charging. Ready to engage. 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh boy. Yeah, we're really slowing down now.
Frameshift drive charging.
76. And counting.
Frameshift drive charging. Fuel scoop disengaged. Frameshift drive charging. Ready to engage. 4, 3, 2, 1. Fuel scooping. Hull integrity compromised.
Oh. Got caught not paying attention again. Yep, I paid the price for them down to 75% frameshift drive. Gotta wait 30 seconds for cool off. I don't know how much longer I'm going to be able to keep this up. 73 jumps. Ugh. Well, while I'm here though, see I've got full pips at engine. Full throttle normally I'm at about 325, 326 or so. Actually it's coming up a little bit. Looks like it's stabilized at 330. Let's do a boost. Got 3 up to 450 and change temporarily for the duration of the boost. So, not bad. That's clean drives. You saw some of my earlier videos where I was flying around in a Vulture. You saw what dirty drives can do. Dirty drives increases heat emissions, increases power draw and that kind of things, but it improves the efficiency of your drives a lot. And worse yet, my Vulture has drag drives on top of that. So my Vulture boosts at like 550. So obscene amount. So the Vulture, which isn't considered to be all that fast, is actually half decent in terms of speed once you
Frameshift drive charging.
once you engineer the thrusters.
4, 3, 2, 1. Engage. Fuel scooping. Fuel scoop disengaged. Frameshift drive charging.
Yeah, now we're getting into the drunk driving portion of the show. tired, you've got a couple of drinks in you, it's very easy for your attention to just focus on something that it shouldn't and forget about everything else. Okay, so we have a brown dwarf coming up.
Frameshift drive charging.
I know, I probably honked the system like 3 times while I was here.
4, 3, 2.
Getting low on fuel, gotta pay attention to my fuel scooping. Do this at about 50% throttle,
Fuel scooping.
so I fuel up a little bit better. Come on, come on. Yeah, this is where a Type 7, a size 7 scoop would come in handy. Because I would have been filled up a long time ago.
Frameshift drive charging.
For your information, I've finished my second martini, and I'm going to snack on a couple of olives.
Fuel scooping. Frameshift drive charging.
Class Y brown dwarf. It's been a while since I've seen a Class Y star. I think.
3,
I think the redder one, I've seen a bunch of Class C, Class L's. I think it's been a while since I've run into a Class Y. So, pinkish red one. I probably have seen a Class Y more recently than I think.
Frameshift drive charging.
This charges, I'm at 69 jumps. So I'm actually making good progress so far.
4, 3, 2, 1. Fuel scooping.
Oh yeah, I definitely would not be able to function if I had one of those classic 70s or 80s 2 martini lunches. I would not be able to function in a work capacity.
Frameshift drive charging. disengaged. Frameshift drive charging.
This is getting to be a stretch. I can't promise you that I'm going to get all the way to this landing tonight. For the next 66 jumps, but I'm going to try and keep pushing it.
Frameshift drive charging.
And just see how well I do. I'd be really thrilled if I could land this mission tonight. Or at least my halfway point tonight. Realistically, I don't think it's going to happen. And it's already 2 in the morning on my local time.
Fuel scooping.
Or almost 2 in the morning.
System scan complete. Module malfunction. Frameshift drive
Come
charging.
on. Start back up. At least it doesn't drop me out of Super Cruise. Come on. You'll prefer that a lot tonight.
Fuel scooping. Fuel scoop disengaged. Frameshift drive charging.
Let's go.
4, 3,
64 to go. Somehow I'm still flying. Just like somehow
fuel scooping.
Emperor Palpatine survived. Famous last words.
Frameshift drive charging. Frameshift drive charging.
Painfully, I'm only at 62 jumps to go. Oh. getting to be a long, drawn-out endurance fest, which may or may not be exciting viewing. You still get to see the drama of will I do it in one sitting or not. So the difference between my start point and my destination when I started the stream was about, I think, 6,500 light years or somewhere around then. It's a substantial distance. Nothing to raise nothing to shake a stick at, but it's not an outrageously long distance.
Frameshift drive charging. Disengaged.
Excuse me, while I doze off here. I'll waste time when I have 60 jumps to go.
Frameshift drive charging.
Let's make sure I remember to honk this system. There we go. Get out in the galaxy, see the sights, I say.
3, 2, 1.
Pilot, that would be great. Yeah, they said.
System scan complete. Fuel scooping. Fuel scoop disengaged. Frameshift drive charging. Frameshift drive charging.
Alright, here we go. 58. Not looking so bad now. It's still a long way to go.
4, 3, 2, 1. Frameshift drive charging. Frameshift drive charging. Frameshift drive charging.
I'm not even going to look at the number left because it's going to be too high and I'm going to get depressed.
Fuel scooping. System scan complete. Module malfunction.
Oh, come on.
Integrity compromised.
Clip the edge of the star again. Come on.
Frameshift drive charging. Fuel scooping. Fuel scoop disengaged. Frameshift drive charging.
Alright, I gotta look. 53 jumps. I'm not jumping very efficiently right now.
2, 1.
Let's try to snap out of it and get my discipline back.
Fuel scooping. Fuel scoop disengaged. Frameshift drive charging.
Yeah, that part where I'm not efficient, yeah, that's right about now.
4, 3, 2, 1. Frameshift drive charging.
Alright, about 50 jumps to go
4,
after this one.
3, 2, 1.
Elite Dangerous, it's not just a game, it's a job and an adventure.
Fuel scooping. System scan complete. Fuel scoop disengaged. Frameshift drive charging. Ready to engage. 4,
So much drift still at a time.
1. Frameshift drive charging. Four, three, two, fuel scooping.
So, load up on... Try to load up on fuel a little bit before I jump out again.
Fuel scooping complete. Frameshift drive
Whoa.
charging.
Ah!
Integrity compromised.
Damn it, I did it again.
Temperature critical.
Gave me a temperature critical warning when my temperature was at about 50%. Gotta wait for this whole cooldown to go, and I probably damaged my frameshift drive even more. "48 jumps to go, and I'm making mistakes left and right now. It's not looking good for making this landing tonight."
Frameshift drive charging.
Just high wake out from the sun's corona.
4, 3, 2, 1.
And I'm barely up at 53% heat. That's that heat signature thing in action. Hey, if you ever wanted to know why clean drives are good, my thrusters have a significant performance boost,
Complete.
and they're not generating much heat. Yeah, after I drop these passengers off, I think I'm going to visit that engineer and
Frameshift drive charging.
see if I can get a higher level mod on my power plant.
4, 3, 2, 1. Fuel scooping. Fuel scoop disengaged. Frameshift drive charging.
Alright, here we go. Is that 46?
Four, three, two, one.
Alright. You're just joining. I am 2 martinis in the bag, and I am
Fuel scoping.
desperately trying to see if I can do the last 45 or so jumps to get to the next landing
Fuel scoop
before I
disengaged.
pass out. And I've got a flaky frame shift drive because I've done a couple too many neutron star boosts, and I'm not carrying a field maintenance unit
Frameshift drive
to fix it in
charging.
the field. So I'm going to see if I can keep my attention focused long enough to actually stick this landing, or if I'm just going to give up and log out because I'm too tired, or if I'm just going to fall asleep at the wheel and crash into a star again.
Fuel scooping. Fuel scoop disengaged. Frameshift drive charging.
It's just dragging.
Four, three, two, one. Frameshift drive charging.
I'm hitting the wrong buttons now, even though my timing is a little better. Or rather, I think my timing is a little better. You know how that goes.
4, 3, 2, 1, fuel scooping. Module malfunction. Frameshift drive charging.
Oh, come on. Come back online. Slowing down, 42 jumps to go.
4, 3, 2, 1. Fuel scooping. Frameshift drive charging. Four, three, two, one.
Okay, and we have about, to this one we'll have about 40 jumps to go.
Fuel scooping. Fuel scoop disengaged. Frameshift drive charging.
See, hold on. Alright, before I make the next jump, I'm going to take a very short break for just a minute or two. As I'm going to get myself a small glass of water to help keep myself awake and take a quick trip to the John. So hang on, folks. I will be right back. I'm going to give you a, see if I can give you a nice little exterior shot of the ship while I do it. There we go. You can observe my ship, and I will be right back in 1 minute. Okay, folks, I promised that was going to be a quick break, and hopefully I delivered. Really quick run. Well, just getting up out of the seat for a few for a few seconds goes a long way to help me keep my wits while I try and do this endurance run. I'll take a nice glamour shot of my ship. And let's get back to it. Let's see. We haven't had a good point of interest in a while, so I'm going to see how many astronomical bodies I get on this jump. If it's not too high, I'll do a system scan just to do something different.
Fuel scoping. System scan complete.
That's only 2 bodies, that's not even worth it. Take a look at the next system. If it's some large number that's going to take me a while to scan, I'm not going to bother, but if it's a moderate number that's going to be easy to do. I'm about due for a more deeper system scan just to keep my payday up.
4, 3, 2, 1.
If I make it to the system, I will turn on my cartographic data just to make sure I get my name on all those neutron stars.
System scan complete. Fuel scooping.
Yeah, this one isn't worth, it doesn't have enough things to do a full scan anyway.
Fuel scoop disengaged. Frameshift drive charging.
And my frameshift drive crapped down on me again. Come on, reboot. Here we go. See if this one has enough planets to be worth scanning.
Fuel scooping.
9. This is exactly the kind of system I was looking for. Bear with me 1 second. I'm gonna throttle back a little so I can soak up a little bit of fuel. Alright, well, let's get some distance from the star.
Fuel scoop disengaged.
Alright, that should be far enough out. Not much of a real interest here. So this is definitely not a high value system. Well, when you're taking random samples, you gotta just admit that it's gonna be random. You might not get something that you actually want. And that's just fine. not to take too long. One more planet to find out here. There it is.
System scan complete.
Jump out of here. I've got 37 jumps left to go. It's looking a little more promising than it was, say, an hour ago.
4, 3, 2.
Try to be efficient and scan, scoop, jump as quickly as I can.
Frameshift drive charging. Disengaged. Frameshift drive charging.
Yeah, I know I'm being a little quiet. Let's 34 to go.
Fuel scooping. Frameshift drive charging.
At least I'm doing a little bit better job of getting in and out of these systems quickly. I say, reputation is practice. This is the longest, most grueling session I've did. This is actually only getting me halfway back to my real destination, which is, well, not actually Colonia, but the system next to Colonia.
Fuel scooping.
I'm doing close to 6,000 light years tonight. The rest of the trip will be another 6,000 light years. So a little diversion to take me close enough to the within striking distance of the Colonia highway, so that I can take advantage of one of the stations there to repair my frameshift drive, which is suffering from one too many neutron star boosts.
4, 3, 2, 1.
From there I can shift over to the nice dense neutron highway that I found between Colonia and my passenger's destination. Make a little shorter work of the trip back. survive long enough to make it stick.
Fuel scoop disengaged. Frameshift drive charging. Ready to engage. 4, 3, 2, 1.
Do a couple more jumps, then I'll look at the number. So I'm not quite as depressed. So it's kind of depressing to keep looking at the number and it's not, hasn't moved all that much.
System scan complete. Fuel scooping. Fuel scoop disengaged. Frameshift drive charging.
Yeah, I already did that. Let's take a quick look now. 31 jumps, alright. Not as bad as I thought.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Alright, here we go.
Fuel scooping. System scan.
The ship is kind of
complete.
nice and reactive. We'll probably do okay in a dogfight. Especially if I take advantage of its stealthy
Fuel
qualities.
scoop disengaged. Frameshift
That's a
drive
thought for
charging.
another time. Oh, maybe if I get a second Vulture, I'll see if I can squeeze enough out of the power plant with it, with it on low emissions
3, 2,
and do clean drives. Thermal vents, yeah. Beam lasers with thermal vents. Yeah, that would be a nasty combination.
fuel scooping. System scan complete. Fuel scoop disengaged. Frameshift drive charging. Four, three, two, fuel scooping. Frameshift drive charging. Four, three, two, Frameshift drive charging.
Ooh, I think I'm in the right sector now. That's the nebula up ahead.
Fuel scooping. Module malfunction.
Oh, here we go. Come back online.
Frameshift drive charging.
Alright, I've shut up for a little while. Of course, while I shut up, my frameshift drive fails. There we go. Alright, let's take a look. I've got 24 to go.
Frameshift drive charging. Fuel scoop disengaged. Frameshift drive charging.
22 jumps to go. It's almost 3 a.m. This is bordering on insane. I should throw in the towel, but I'm being glutton for punishment. And tonight, my pain is your entertainment. And of course it malfunctions, so I'm trying to make a nice efficient jump out. It's not my fault. This is getting so annoying. Can't wait to land and fix this.
Frameshift drive charging.
18 jumps to go. Alright. And counting down. I would say I'm getting my second win, but I'd be lying. I'm just consciously trying to not nod off. Remember, this is not my final destination for my $18 million mission. 18 million credit mission, rather. This is a stop about halfway along the way to patch up and do some repairs, and, well, I'm going to turn in my cartographics just because. Turn in all my discoveries just because I'd rather just turn them in and cash them in than risk them not being turned in and me crashing or doing something stupid.
Frameshift drive charging.
Stay away from the containment zone.
Frameshift drive charging.
As close to square to get as I want to get.
Ready to engage. 4, 3, 2, 1. Engage. System scan complete. Fuel scoop disengaged. Module malfunction. Frameshift drive charging.
Come on. 14 jumps left. You could just give it to me.
Frameshift drive charging. System scan complete. Fuel scooping. Fuel scoop disengaged. Frameshift drive charging.
Alright, I'm getting distracted here. 12 jumps left. I'm losing my mind. Oh boy.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Didn't get many neutron boosts along the way so far, and well, I doubt I'm going to get another. Might be a good thing because you've seen how flaky my frameshift drive is.
Fuel scooping.
Not even pretending to be interested in stopping to do any deep scans at this point.
scooping. Fuel scoop disengaged. Frameshift drive charging. Fuel scooping. Fuel scoop disengaged. Frameshift drive charging.
9 jumps. I'm finally down to the single digits. The nebula is getting bigger and bigger every time I jump.
4, 3, 2, 1. Fuel scooping.
Throttle back a bit. Spend a few extra seconds scooping.
Frameshift drive charging. Ready to engage. 4, 3, 2, 1. Engage. Fuel scooping. Fuel scoop disengaged. Frameshift drive charging.
We're getting there. 7 to go.
3, 2, 1.
I'm trying really hard not to yawn in your ears. Gone from a test of how well I can handle my ship
System scan complete.
and how efficiently I can operate my frameshift drive into how good of a job do I do, how good of an endurance job do I do of staying awake when I should be in
Fuel
sleep.
scoop disengaged. Frameshift drive charging.
Well past the point where I should have given up and gone to sleep, but
3, 2,
at this point where I'm in the single digits, I gotta land this thing.
fuel scooping. Frameshift drive charging.
5 jumps to go.
Fuel scoop disengaged. Frameshift drive charging. Frameshift drive charging.
3 to go. Shame if I just fell asleep and smashed right into the star. So close to my target.
Frameshift drive charging.
Two jumps to go. Now I have to do a planetary landing. This is a planetary base. Or planetary outpost. No, they don't have a spaceport, but they do have at least repair facilities. Okay, let's take a look. Take bodies. This is my last jump.
Disengaged.
Here's what we're going to do. Let's do a quick scan of this. It's not even an interesting system. Let's do a quick scan of it anyway. Enough of me wool gathering while I'm so close to my target. I get done what I gotta get done. I know I'm dragging this out a little bit. But I want the money, damn it. Nobody's discovered these planets. Please. One moderate-sized jump away from a station on the Colonia Highway, and nobody's thought to scan it yet. space him out a little here.
System scan complete.
There we go. Now let's take our last jump.
Drive charging.
Hooray! Investment economy reported. Yay, that means I've found civilization.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Out in the black. See if I can land this thing without crashing. My hull down to 89%. I got a couple of key components. Down in the 70% range. Oh, and that music is music to my ears.
Fuel scooping.
So while we're scooping a little, there's a survey vessel out here. Polo Harbor. I've scanned
Fuel
this
scoop
before.
disengaged.
Pick up Polo Harbor. Sure, Polo Harbor will be where? Will be the place I want to land and not on that, whatever it is, ship. Freedom class survey vessel. I mean, it's a mega ship out here. Okay, let's turn. Super Cruise Assist, and let's start taking her in manually. And the ordeal is almost over.
Orbital flight engaged.
Oh, I lost track of my target. Spaced out for a minute. There it is. Oh. I have to go back and watch the replay of this landing and probably laugh because I'll know where I was falling asleep. Alright, now we're in glide. I got a good glide path. Not too far. This should work out well. I should come out of glide right on top of it. Just outside of the range where I can call for docking.
Sir Kruger, Victor, Echo, Sierra. We hope you
It's
enjoy
a
your
small
stay.
city
Roger your
form.
report, Commander.
There's a port, more of a rest stop.
03.
Drop my gear. side slip around. What's the gravity? The gravity's very low here, so this would be nice and easy.
Flight control, reduce speed to 100.
Line it up on pad 3. Switch to outside camera. And we're down.
Dispatched. It's good to have you with us, Commander.
It's good to be here. We're going to put in the hangar. I'm going to turn in my cartographics, do my repairs, and then shut down for the night. Get some nice sleep, and then we'll plot a course back to Colonia. Thank you, Polo Harbor Control, for having us and guiding us in, and ignoring the fact that I was starting to fall asleep on the way in. Refuel. Repair. Excellent. Just take a quick look at some of my... I know I've got all the wrong things. Yeah, I got all the wrong things pinned here. Well, that one I don't need. Yeah, I got all the wrong, yeah, I've got all the wrong recipes pinned. Anyway, let's take a look at my cartographics. Turn this in now rather than later. I have no doubt that I will survive the trip back to Colonia. But I think it's just good practice just to offload this stuff whenever you land. It's because you never know when you're going to get jumped by a pirate or something stupid like that. Or do something dumb like fall asleep at the wheel and get stuck in the mail slot. So let's see, I'm calling about 8 million, maybe. If this ever finishes spinning and finishes calculating. This is not that long a trip. This shouldn't take you this long. Please stand by. Polo Harbor Control, please be advised your Universal Cartographic stand is dog-ass slow. There we go. So first page is about 3.8 million. See all my firsts. Woohoo! Still calculating all my firsts. Yeah, that's okay, so the total comes to 3.9 million. Second page, oh, 5.4 million, so my estimate is already off. That's like around 10 million so far, which is awesome. Yeah, so I'm thinking that the estimated value you get from EDSM is a little on the low side by a good margin. So this is now 5. So this is now 3.5 million plus 3.9, or 3.8 rather. We'll call it 9. And another 9.8, another 10 million here. Up to about 19 million. Woohoo, and one system is worth over 4 million. Mapped one mapped one planet on that run for 56,000. That was worth it. And that one system that was worth 4.1 million. That's a good one. Bet you that was a system with a black hole. And this page is 6.2 million. So that brings me up to what I said I was close, like 19. It's around 25. This brings me up to about 25 mil. This was a pretty good run. $25 mil, then another 10 mil, so this is 35 mil. Another 8.6. Call it 44 million this will bring me up to. It's gonna bring me something like 52 mil. My math is getting less and less accurate as this goes on. It's a lot more discovery data than I thought. $58, I think. This is just rough estimates at this point. Call this like 59-ish. So I got almost close to 60 million in discovery data. That's pretty awesome for an $18 million transport job. No livery. Oh, I need to go into advanced maintenance and fix up my ship integrity. I can certainly afford it now. Fix up my paint, because we have to look beautiful. That's nice. I'm not worried about missions or passengers unless someone wants to go to Colonia. I'll take you. I've got a luxury cabin open for a small VIP run. The only mission I'll take is a transport into the Colonia area. No, I'm not taking you out to Beagle Point. These guys all want to go back to its bubble. Nobody's going to Colonia? Oh well. Alright. With that, I am going to... I'll take a look at my nice ugly face. And the big old dolphin cockpit. There we go. Leave you. Whoops, it got dark. Leave you with a nice beauty shot of my nice chrome ship in the hangar at Polo Harbor. This is a long trip tonight. We did something like 6,500 light years in the course of a couple of hours in my 40 light year silver-plated, chrome-plated Dolphin to get my VIP passenger halfway home. And well, next time I talk to you, I probably will have completed this mission and moved on to something else. So we'll see what the future holds when we come back next week, next Friday, to play more Elite Dangerous. Thanks a lot. Have a great night. I'm tired and going to bed. Talk to you next time.